Yes. In today's class, we'll learn about semantics, meanings and connotations. Okay. So to begin with, let's know what semantics is. So let's look at the definition of semantics. Semantics is the branch of linguistics that deals with the meaning of words, phrases, and sentences. So it deals with the meaning of words, phrases, and sentences used in a language, and it also explores how meaning is conveyed through language. So, in a language, the meaning has to be conveyed to the listener. So, how it is conveyed, how it is being conveyed, this is what semantics deals with. And now we can see the different levels of semantics. The first one is lexical semantics, which focuses on the meaning of individual words. Okay, so lexical semantics. Lexical means it is a form of word, and or it can be classified as a singular word, and it focuses on the meaning of individual words, in which lexical semantics. And phrasal semantics means, and it examines the meaning of phrases. Okay, phrasal semantics examine the meaning of phrases, and sentential semantics, like the name suggests, it deals with the meaning of entire sentences. So know the three terms or the three levels of semantics: lexical semantics, which deals with the meaning of individual words; phrasal semantic, which deals with the meaning of phrases; and sentential semantics, which deals with the meaning of entire sentences. And now we'll learn a bit about semantic relations. Okay, so the first word you'll learn now is synonymy. You might have heard this term like a synonyms. It's just the same that words with similar meanings. It comes under synonymy. Okay, semantic relation. Which semantic relation is it? Synonymy. That is words with similar meaning. Okay, that for example, big and large. These words are synonymous. And what does antonymy mean? It means words with opposite meanings, that it's hot and cold. Okay, these are the examples of antonymy. It just means words with opposite meanings. And what is hyponymy and hypernymy? These words you might not be that familiar as synonym and antonym. So hyponymy and hypernymy, these words, this shows a relationship between more specific and more general terms. Okay, so in hyponymy, it is more specific, and when it comes to hypernymy, it is more of a general term. So, see the example: rose is a hyponym of flower. See, flower, it is a broader classification, and in this, we come to a more specific area or a specific flower, rose. So, this is called a hyponymy. And what is a hypernym? Flower is the hypernym of rose. See, rose is specific and flower is a hypernym. That means flower is a more general term used. So hyponymy means hypo, it is more specific, and hypernymy means it is more general. So these are the three terms you will have to know about semantic relations. And now we'll move on to meanings. So in this, you will have to learn two categories. That is, one is sense versus reference, and the other is denotation versus connotation. Okay, so now sense and a reference. Sense is the meaning of a word that describes its conceptual understanding. Okay, so the concept that we understand while we learn a word, it is called the sense. And reference means the actual objects or entities a word refers to in the real world. So when while we utter a word, while we use or while we say a word, we might mean a certain object, a real object. That real object, that actual object is called the reference. And this you can connect it with the terms signifier and signified that you have learned in semiotics. So the concepts of sense and reference in semantics can be compared to the linguistic theory of signifier and signified in semiotics. See, how can we relate it to signifier and signified? As we told earlier, sense, it is a conceptual understanding. And what is a signified? The conceptual content or the mental image that the signifier evokes. It is the abstract idea or meaning associated with a physical form. This is a conceptual content, which means which we which we convey using the term signified. The conceptual content, it's the same as almost similar to sense. And now see signifier, which means a physical form of a linguistic unit, such as a word or a sound, which is used to convey meaning. It is a tangible representation of a concept. It is a representation, the actual thing you are going to refer, that is the actual object which a word refers to in the real world. So you can connect or while learning you can connect it with signifier and signified. Okay, and now we'll move on to denotation and connotation. So denotation, it's easy. That is the literal dictionary definition of a word. What when you see a word, what does it mean in a dictionary? While you look in a dictionary, what is the actual meaning of the word? That is called denotation. And what is connotation? Now this is an important word. The emotional or cultural associations attached to a word beyond its literal definition. So, the literal definition is denotation. And while you read a word in the context or in a cultural aspect, the meaning of the word might differ, and this is called connotation. So let's look more into connotation. Connotations are the emotional, cultural, and social implications or associations that a word carries beyond its literal meaning. See, it is beyond its literal meaning. That is, a word, it has a clear cut definition, but connotation doesn't mean the clear cut definition it has. Rather, it is beyond the literal meaning of the word. It is more emotional, cultural, and there might be social implications to that word. So we'll learn more about connotation while we see the examples of it. And now let's see the major three classifications of connotations. Positive, negative, and neutral connotations are there. Cultural and contextual influences might be there, and choosing words for tone and impact. These are the three classifications you'll have to know. And now positive, negative, and neutral connotations. See, words can evoke positive emotions. Example, freedom. When we see the word freedom, it evokes a positive emotion which can be classified under positive connotation. And certain words like failure can evoke a negative emotion and it can be classified under negative connotation and neutral connotation. See the word table. It doesn't have a positive or a negative form, rather it's kind of a neutral one, and this is called a neutral connotation. And now is a most important thing, that is the cultural and contextual influences. See, connotations can vary across cultures and change based on context. Okay, so while we read a text, based on the context, certain words' meaning can change. For example, the word snake, it might have different connotations in different cultural contexts. We'll see another example for this. And now see choosing words for tone and impact. That is, writers and speakers, they often choose words based on their connotations to convey a specific tone or elicit a particular emotional response from the audience. So for this, the writers and speakers choose a certain word which might have a specific connotation, and this might create an impact or receive a response from the audience. Now is the most important part. Listen to this carefully, because here we give an example of connotation. That is, as we discussed earlier, we learned about positive, negative, neutral, as well as cultural and contextual influence of these connotations. We'll see example about on a single word. See, home. Home is a word we have chosen. So listen this carefully. In positive connotation, home can have a positive connotation representing a place of warmth, comfort, and security. So when we hear the word home, for us, if a person has lived his life in a comfortable home or a place of where he call home, if it is it has a positive impact on him, the word home, wherever he see the word home, it might evoke an emotion of warmth, comfort, and security in him. So this may evoke feelings of belonging and safety, and this can be termed as a positive connotation. And now how does a negative connotation come from the word home? In certain contexts, Home might have a negative connotation, such as when associated with conflicts or difficult family situation. That is, for someone experiencing a challenging home life, the word may carry negative emotion. So, if a child he has lived under a very difficult or challenging home life, in his home he has faced several difficulties, or he had a very bad experience in his home. The word home, while he hear the word home, or while he used the term home, it might not be of that much of a positive impact to him, and the word may carry a negative emotion. So this can be classified under negative connotation. And now there is a neutral connotation, that is, in a more neutral context, home. It may simply refer to a physical location without strong emotional association. That is, it might not have a positive or a negative emotion, but rather it will be kind of neutral. It is just a physical location. For example, I went home after work. Here we don't see any positive or negative connotation attached to it. No emotions attached to this. So it can be classified under neutral connotation. And now cultural variations. The connotations of home can vary across cultures. That is, in some cultures, we know the idea of an extended family living together, or like it might be integral to the concept of home. While in certain other areas, while in others, it might focus more on individual living spaces. That is, in some places, it might be an extended family, and in some places, it might be individual living space, which they indicate using the term home. So this carry a cultural variation. And in contextual influences, a real estate, for example, in a real estate advertisement, the word might be used to create a positive image, emphasizing the desirable qualities of a property. So that is the influence a context has on the word. Okay, so these examples, or this example of home, illustrates how a seemingly simple word like home, it can carry different connotations based on individual experiences, cultural perspectives, and specific context in which it is used. So these are the basic things you'll have to know about semantics. I hope you have understood. So please come with doubts for our next class. So thank you.